Hello, good morning and welcome. We are now going to work on our code. We're going to go to Create and we're going to go to App Lab. So this is our mobile phone screen over here. This is our mobile phone. This is the code. It looks a bit like Scratch and we'll be using it, and don't worry about it. We'll keep you working through it. And we're going to go to a design screen, and this is where we make the screens up. So we're going to make the screen up first, and we're going to make some games to go onto your phone. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a dice, because that's nice and simple. Sorry, the second thing we're going to do is a dice, because it's nice and simple. The first thing we're going to do is going to make a menu. So here is my screen here, all right, and it's called Screen 1 at the moment. We need to make sure that our names are really hot, because we're going to have maybe 100 different things on the screens over the pages when we start building. So it's really important that we give them proper names. So here we're going to call it Screen Menu, and I'm going to change my background to red. Okay, so there's my red, nice bright red. All right, so I need to show that it's mine, so I'm going to drag a label over there. My label's just going up in the top left. Don't worry about the size and everything. We're going to do that over here. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to leave it called a label. So I'm going to delete label 1. I'm just going to delete the 1 part, leave the label. The label is on the menu page, so I'll make that part of it. And then this is the title. So I'm going to write title. Here, what do I want written here? I don't want the word text. I'm going to write Mr. Smith menu. Okay, the whole width of the screen, if you look where my cursor is now, it's saying it's 50 left and right and 102 up and down. So look on here, can you see X is moving and it goes all the way up to 320, and then Y moves all the way down to 450. Okay, and so up in the top left is 00, down in the bottom right is 320, 450. Okay, so the width of the whole page is 320. So I'm going to make the width of my text 300. Okay, I'm going to make the height of it 40, and then I'm going to position it 10 to the left. And the reason is there, I've now got a nice border 10 on this side and a nice border of 10 on that side, and its Y position is going to be 10. So we've got 10 going all the way around it. Text color is quite dark, so let's make it nice and bright. Font family, you can do what you want on here. I think I'm going to go with Courier, and I think I'm going to change that size to 30. 30 is a bit big. 25 fits in, so that's going to be 25. I want it in the center, and I want a border around it. The border width I want to be 4. I want the border also to be white, and I want it's going to have a border radius of 10. Okay, so it gives us a nice round border around that. I quite like that. So on my menu screen, I want a button that I can press to take me to the dice screen. So here is a button. I'm going to drag it on, put it on roughly, that's fine. I'm going to give it a name. So my button is a button, and it's on the menu page, and it's going to take us to 1 dice, because we're also going to have a double dice later on. I want 1 dice written on here, width 300, height 40, X position 10, Y position, now that's 10, then there's 40, a 10 gap would make that needs to be 60. Okay, yep, that looks good. Text color I want to be white, and the color I want a green, I think, and I want a fairly dark green, something like, I like that. That's good. Okay, I'm going to do that with Courier was my font at size 25. Center, border width 4. Border color I want to be white, and the border radius was 10. Now those two look together, they look like they're part of the same app. Okay, so I've got these two things on here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate the whole screen. At the moment I'm on the button. I don't want to be on the button, so I click on the screen and notice that says screen menu. Over here on the right hand side I've got a button that says duplicate. I'm going to press duplicate and I've now got screen 2. Alright, so I'm going to press on here because it says button 2 at the moment. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to press on here and this is going to be screen _1 dice. I'm going to change it to this background color, so I'm going to press on here and I'm going to nick that green color here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to paste it in here, and then hopefully the whole thing goes green. Look at that. Ah, happy days. Okay, so I'm going to want a title, so I'm going to call this label _ 1D for 1 dice, and I'm going to call this the title. Alright, and this page is no longer dismissed statement, it's 1 dice. Okay, width 300, that all looks perfect. And then this here, this button here, okay, is going to be button _ 1 dice, and this is going to be roll. Okay, so I've got a roll button and I'm going to write the word roll on here, and this is going to move quite a way down the page. I'm going to put this on 300. I might change that later. Alright, okay, happy with that. One more button to do. I'm going to have it on my roll button and I'm going to duplicate my roll button, and this is button 3, so this is going to be button _ 1D, and this is my home button, so I'm going to write the word home on here. It's already in Courier, it's moved it over to position 10, and this position I want to be 400. That's at the bottom. Now that's going to take us back to the home page, which is red, so I'm going to put this back onto red, and it was up there in that corner. Lovely. Okay, so I've got where my dice is going to happen here, and I've got another one, a menu, where I can select where I'm going to go. Okay, so I'm going to stop at this point and you're going to start a new video in just a moment.